Hello and welcome to the inaugural award season edition of Opening Weekend, where we take a look at the films that you want to see and help you avoid the ones that you really don't want to see. In this season, we'll be taking a look at the films that either have been nominated or ones that we think will be nominated for the various awards this season. But we will always keep you up to date on the films that are currently still coming out in the box office. I'm your host, Husani, and of course this is your lovely and talented co-host, Elena.
Hello.
And say hello to the man behind the camera, Just Tizzy.
Hey, young world.
And today we'll be taking a look at Ava DuVernay's Selma, as well as Angelina Jolie's Unbroken. But first, this weekend film.
50 Shades of Grey is coming out, and instead of an NC-17 rating, it has got an R rating from the MPAA.
Instead of PG-13.
What?
Yes.
Wait a minute! What?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know what they were doing. We're trying to get PG-13. Like, this is obviously a rated R, if not NC-17 film.
Yep.
And I think it would have been good if they actually pushed the envelope for NC-17 to show that you can have a successful NC-17 film. But I'm thankful that they made it rated R, because at least I can watch some tits while I'm watching this embarrassment of a movie. This week, the People's Choice Award happened. Amongst the winners, our favorite movie was Maleficent. Robert Downey Jr. won for Best Actor.
Yep.
I thought that was cool. And then, of course, my people from Grey's Anatomy won TV. I know we don't talk about TV, but who cares, because Grey's Anatomy is their shit. Ellen Pompeo, Best Actress. Patrick Dempsey, Best Actor. You know, shout out to Viola Davis, who won for Best New Actress in a TV series.
Okay, that I can get behind.
That you can get behind. I can get behind that, too.
I don't know.
Why not? You're not a fan of People's Choice?
Grey's Anatomy is still on, like...
What are you talking about? Grey's Anatomy is the shit!
No.
Grey's Anatomy is my shit, yo. 10 seasons, going strong.
Alright.
This week, 27 Black American leaders in the New York business community have come together with Paramount Pictures to create a fund that will allow the city's 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students to see Selma for free at participating theaters. The students will provide a student ID and a report card at any of New York City's locations for free admittance. The effort will begin on at 7 p.m. on January 8th and run through January 19th, which is incidentally Martin Luther King Jr. Day, or while tickets last. For complete details and information in case you are a 7th, 8th, or 9th grader and want to see the film, go to www.selmamovie.com/NYC.
So, tonight was Golden Globes 2015. There were winners and losers and confusion on my part.
What were you confused about?
I kind of, after the Golden Globes was over, I felt akin to a very terrible one-night stand. I was just like, I don't know what just hit me. I was very happy to see Kevin Spacey win for House of Cards. I was thrilled that J.K. Simmons won supporting actor.
J.K.
Whiplash. Like, dude, like, so happy that he won. I mean, other than that, eh.
Well, I thought it was good. You know, my girl Ruth Wilson, The Affair, you got an award. Go it. I've loved your work since Luther. The surprise of the night has got to be the girl from Jane the Virgin, Gina Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, winning Best Actress.
Channel 11 won a Golden Globe.
I know, the CW won a Golden Globe. Like, go figure. I mean, there were other standouts. Michael Keaton's speech. Hello.
Yes.
Michael Keaton's speech was crazy. Who else had a good speech? Someone else had a good speech. Spacey had a good speech. Common had a good speech coming out. Common and John Legend accepting the award for glory. Elena loves it when I sing the song. Someday.
It just makes me laugh.
I'm not sure how to receive this. Boyhood wins.
Dude, Boyhood won like everything.
They didn't win everything, but
it won Best Actress. It won Director. And what else did it win? It won Film. Best Film.
It won Best Film. But I mean, it took 12 years to make. I think the whole thing about Boyhood is that it's more about the process than the film, really.
But why should that make it win Best Picture? It's Best Picture, not Best Process for making the picture. I don't know.
Well, that's a debate that you have to have with the Hollywood Foreign Press.
All right. American Sniper did great. It's currently in 4 locations: 2 New York, 1 in LA, 1 in Dallas. And it's been making $138,750 per theater average. And that average ranks 17th of all time. It holds 3 of the top 5 per theater averages for live action movies playing in at least 2 locations. So it opens wide this weekend, and I know everybody who has an American flag in the yard is going to go run to see it.
They probably will.
Yep.
On the opposite side, The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death fell 68% this week. It only earned $4.8 million. It dropped from number 4 all the way to number 9. And there was no theater count change in that. So that's really not that great.
Inherent Vice opened well at number 11, below writer-director Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master, which earned $4 million.
Selma, our proud little film that could, opens at number 2 this week. It opened at $11,200,000 this week, which is below some expectations. So some are crying, you know, I don't really give a shit. I think it's a great thing that it opened at number 2, period, after expanding to 2,200 extra locations. And it's been getting good word of mouth. It's getting good reviews. It's getting good feedback. So the MLK holiday coming up soon should really boost its numbers and give it, an extra push.
And at number 1, you can see that Taken 3, the third and final entry for the series, opened lower than Taken 2's $49 million start, but that film was not received well. Taken 3 has wound up with the second highest January opening ever, behind last year's Ride Along.
Switching over to the international charts, The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, has earned $21.8 million internationally this weekend, and its current total is at $545.3 million. This brings the movie up to just under $782 million, which puts it ahead of Guardians of the Galaxy worldwide for 2014. It opens in China in 2 weeks. It may fall short of the $1 billion mark. Last year, Desolation of Smog opened at $75 million in China. It needs to at least double that to make it to $1 billion, but that's looking really doubtful.
All right, Peter Jackson, I have faith in you. Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb has reached $267 million in China and opened at $6.2 million in Russia. Its international total is $147.3 million this week, and it opens in South Korea next weekend. Worldwide, it has earned $246,823,000.
And Taken 3 has opened in 33 new markets this week. You remember that it opened in 2 markets last week, and it's earned an estimated $40.1 million. Among these markets was the UK, where it opened to $10.9 million, and Australia, where it opened to $4.8 million. It also opened to $4 million in Germany. Taken's international total is $51.4 million so far, and it opens in Russia and Spain next weekend. Its worldwide take currently sits at $91,800,000. Angelina Jolie's second directorial outing is a solid piece of work. The story of Lou Zamperini's willpower and determination is truly inspiring. However, I left the theater a bit underwhelmed. I expected a story about Zamperini's accomplishments, but this film was just relegated to a survival story. By the end, I felt like I could have watched this movie from the perspective of any one of the other 50-plus survivors, or even his friend on the boat, and been just as satisfied.
Well, the whole thing was just kind of flat. I think visually it was, beautiful, and the musical score was okay, but, I mean, here's the deal. This is the only thing I could think of when I left the theater was, this is the kind of movie you could sex text through and be okay. I'm sorry, I know that's so mean, but I might have been doing that. So, I'm just saying, it didn't draw me in. I mean, the story was great, and I think that Louis Zamperini's story is incredible, and I would have rather watched a documentary based on his life than this film. So, yeah.
Sex text your way through? Seriously?
I did. I'm totally serious. I actually did. I can show you my phone.
Who are you sex texting?
This guy.
I didn't know there was a guy.
There were several. Whatever.
There was several, FYI.
No,
Totally off topic. I didn't feel as badly about this film as you did, but I did feel a certain, like I said, I felt underwhelmed. I felt a certain
totally underwhelmed
by the film.
I was more interested in my text messages, which were involving some pretty salacious material, but whatever. I was more interested in those than I was in this film, and it has nothing to. There's nothing against the story itself. You can't help but be like, God damn, this guy went through a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, does that make it a great movie? No, it doesn't.
Although the scene with the sharks in the water.
Okay.
In the boat. Like, that's a crazy scene. Doesn't make a great movie, but that's a crazy scene.
One point where I felt anything.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay, this is like, oh my God, I'm actually kind of getting nervous, like what's going to happen, but the rest of it, I didn't feel anything.
Well, I was engaged in the story. I didn't sex text. I didn't feel the need to split my attention. But I mean, I wouldn't watch it again.
No, definitely not. So for our films that we've reviewed, we have a rating system. We have Seize It, which is go to the theater and see that thing. And then we have Ditch It, which is please don't even waste your time and don't hate yourself. And then we have Cop It, which means not only should you see it in theaters, but you should bring that baby home with you and watch it forever because it's that amazing. So, Husani, when it comes to Unbroken, what's your final say?
Unbroken is a unique thing. I'm actually going to break format and I'm going to say stream it. Wait for it
Pulling the wild card.
Yeah, pulling the wild card. Wait for it to come out on Netflix or HBO Go or something like that and stream it. But you don't have to go and spend your $15 to go watch it in theaters.
I'm going to have to say Ditch It. I honestly, unless you want to go and take like a really nice nap, please don't watch this. The last the last like 3 minutes of the film are amazing when you have actual footage of the main guy, but other than that, no.
David Oyelowo is a thing of beauty in this film. While he's not your first pick to play MLK, he quickly and decisively changes your mind within the first 10 minutes. I found this film to be emotionally gripping and quite powerful. And although questions have been raised towards its historical accuracy, I still believe this is the perfect film to introduce this period of Black history to an increasingly disconnected up-and-coming generation.
Okay, so I've listened to Martin Luther King's speeches like on record, like his actual, like the I Have a Dream speech and everything, and I immediately was just drawn into his voice, his words, everything he had to say, and unfortunately with this film, I did not feel that way at all. I was not really drawn in. There are scenes where there are, terrible things happening, and yeah, you cry, but did I leave the theater feeling transcended? Did I leave the theater feeling any different than when I came in? Not really, and honestly, I was disappointed. I was hoping for more.
You weren't moved by those speeches? The speech he gave in the church? The speech he gave standing on the stage at the end of the night? You weren't moved by those speeches?
It wasn't the words, it was his delivery.
That's even better, because I don't even think they had rights to the words.
And I was thinking, why did this bother me so much, this movie? Why was I so disappointed? And his performance, of his portrayal of Dr. King, it's like it's one thing to be able to do an impression of someone and look like them and dress like them and do the mannerisms. It's another to completely capture their essence, their magneticism, their charisma, and he did it.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
I felt he embodied that role better than a lot of other actors I've seen try to embody that role.
But that does not mean it was good.
It was good!
No.
It was stirring! When that guy got up and gave those speeches, I was like, man, I felt like I was in the church there too.
Why?
I felt like I was watching, I felt like I was watching King. I felt like King was speaking. I don't see how you didn't feel that way.
Like I said, I've listened to his speeches. I've listened to them. And
I've listened to his speeches too.
And this was not even close.
I call racism.
Oh, okay. To the white girl who's running.
That doesn't matter. I don't know. I mean, I don't really. I felt like his performance was great. He got nominated for a Golden Globe, and most likely will get nominated for an Oscar this Thursday.
Yeah, and Boyhood got nominated for Golden Globes too. So I've seen films that are similar to this in terms of the subject that they touch on, and I've been moved, and I remember scenes, and I remember images, and I can't ever shake them from my memory because they're that powerful. But with this film, I don't feel like I'm going to remember this forever. I don't think I'm going to think back on these images and still be moved when I think about it 10 years down the line. I was expecting that level, and I didn't get it.
That's a big level, shit. I guess we just respectfully agree to disagree.
Sure. And he's really regretting that he did not buy popcorn today.
No!
Yeah.
So, Selma, Elena, Seize It, Ditch It, Cop It.
This is tricky. Because me personally, I did not enjoy it. I was pretty disappointed, so normally I would say ditch it. But because I think the message of the film is very important, I'm going to put my own personal opinion and what I thought of the movie to the side. And you know what? I'm going to say, see it.
Wow, how very diplomatic of her.
See, I'm not racist. And Husani, how about you? Well, I don't really need to ask. How about Selma? How about for you?
Selma is a definite hard sees it. I think if you're one of these 7th, 8th, or 9th graders in New York who have the ability to take advantage of it, I highly encourage you to go do that. Coming out this Tuesday, January 13th on DVD, amongst the selections you see on your screen, Ben Affleck's Gone Girl, and Adam Sandler and Jason Reitman's Men, Women, and Children. Now, I had a chance to see this film this fall, and I actually recommend it. It was a good look. As well as Liam Neeson's Taken in a Graveyard, Walk Among the Tombstones.
Still Alice is going to be coming out, and if you watch the Golden Globes tonight, you know that Julianne Moore won for Best Actress. It was her first Golden Globe win, actually, and I love her, so I am very much intrigued to go see this. And, you know, pretty much based on Kevin Hart's presenter performance at the Golden Globes tonight. He was hilarious, and now I really want to see The Wedding Ringer, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
You know what? I'll piggyback on that. I have been hard on Kevin Hart in the past, but I respect his hustle.
Yep.
I love that he's out there doing his thing and making himself happy. So, you know, if you like Kevin Hart, The Wedding Ringer actually looks funny.
It does, right?
This is the first Kevin Hart film where I was like, I actually want to see this.
I know.
So I'm good for that. Chris Hemsworth's Black Hat is also coming out. You can see Thor doing something else without a hammer. So that's good. My pick for this week is, I'm going to say Still Alice, because I've seen that. That was great. And then I'm also going to champion a little-known film coming out through IFC, Match, starring Matthew Lillard and Patrick Stewart. It's Patrick Stewart. Looks really great in this. This actually debuted through Tribeca last spring, and it's opening in 3 theaters this week.
But please join us again next weekend. We will be reviewing and telling you our, you know, very impressive thoughts on Still Alice, the indie darling Whiplash, and American Sniper.
So thank you for joining us for this edition of Opening Weekend. If you like our video, which of course we know you do, click the subscribe button below because we make videos every week. And we'll be going from now all the way through until the Oscars on February 25th. Peace and love.